utilize that, which gives them the opportunity, and this is where tech comes in, to list that property and provide other agents with the opportunity to sell that property, and that agent that gets the benefit of that. So Pivot is now covering all areas that's not covered by other market centers. So if we say we want to expand into Mauritius, Pivot is available. If we want to expand in Palabora, Pivot is available. If we want to expand into Stilbaai, Pivot is available. Now, the structure of Keller Williams is such that the focus is on a high volume, low margin type of business real estate company. And that's what a market center is about. A market center needs to have quite a few agents to make it feasible for the structure to function properly. Now, that provides Pivot with the best opportunity of all in South Africa to be definitely the biggest market center and the most prominent market center in areas where a typical market center cannot function. Does that make sense? Right, so here we are with Pivot, and that's who you are. And this is where, before I'm going to start to roll out this new plan, I first want to introduce it to you. So sorry, there's no official presentation, so you've got to listen if it interests you to make notes about what I'm going to say, tell you about. The business leader is what it's going to be called. It's totally unique in Keller Williams. We've got team leaders, we've got all kinds of levels of leadership, but the word business leader is unique to Pivot, but it's also going to be introduced, I'm pretty sure about that, in other areas in the world once I've explained this concept to the other regions that are also now introducing a virtual market center, whether it's in Portugal or Mexico or wherever we're going to do that. Next week, this time, I'm nearly on the plane to go to Venice to attend a Keller Williams worldwide presentation where we're going to explain exactly what Keller Williams in South Africa is doing as far as planning and structuring Pivot. Interesting. Johan. Very interesting, because Pivot was the first virtual market center in Keller Williams. So at this moment, there are quite a few others. One prominent one is one that Gary Keller has launched himself. But with the uniqueness in it, it's become more and more clear that it's not just a normal market center with a normal leadership structure that's going to be applied in the virtual world somewhere to make this work. There's another concept involved here, and that concept applies to a specific type of individual that is interested in what Pivot can offer them and what they can then utilize to improve their own life through being an estate agent in Pivot. Now, the big word here is business leader. Business leader refers to an opportunity to, in the area where you are, act as, call it a type of an operating partner. So if we look at the market center, the opportunity to start a market center is at the highest level of starting a team or a business in Keller Williams. That person can buy a sub-license agreement, and then he has got to adhere to some standards to activate the process. Those standards is linked to a leadership structure, and you all know the leadership structure, and a minimum of 20 producing agents. Once that is in place, a sub-license can be awarded. Right. That's the way that a market center then starts in an area. But here comes Pivot, covering vast areas across Southern Africa, whether it's Zimbabwe or Mozambique or Botswana or Namibia or Mauritius. It's all within the sub-license and the agreement that Keller Williams Southern Africa has got with Pivot and Keller Williams Worldwide. So I just would like to give you an overview of how this whole structure is working, because somewhere in those areas that I've identified You are busy building your business. Now, building a business means many things. It can be me as an individual agent, just doing what I'm doing, which is 100%, but I would like you to see it as a business and not only acting as an estate agent, because there's going to be a very big difference in 10 years' time when you look at what you've built up and where you are if you've identified your activities as a business. So if that sounds foreign to you, you're very welcome to give me a call so that we can really plan your life as a business and not as a loose-standing estate agent. And this is where the business leader is going to come in. So say it's a person in Bella Bella. Bella Bella is Warmbad, very close to Pretoria, where you are acting as an estate agent for Pivot, and there's a lot of business inside and outside of Bella Bella, and there's an opportunity for you to work with other estate agents, and you can recruit those agents into your team. The moment that happens, you are identified yourself and through us as a business leader. To qualify as a business leader, you must recruit at least 2 agents. When that happens, will not only your income, but also the income from the estate agents that's working in your team give you a major advantage. And the position there is that a company in Keller Williams, the income that the company in Keller Williams gets from the activities is called company dollar. Now, in Pivot, you know that it works completely different than in other market centers. Now, that's the share that we are preparing to share with the business leader. So the business leader and his agents are going to get an additional 10% of company dollar. And I'm talking now 10% of the total, or 30% of the company dollar that the company gets. So if there's a 30-70 split, 30% goes to the company, which is Pivot. 30% of that, if it's a business leader, now goes to the business leader and his transactions, whether it's his own or that of the 2 agents or 3 or 4 or even any amount of agents working for that agent is then going towards the business leader. Does that make sense? Or am I confusing you? 100%. So the idea for this is to start to build businesses in the outside areas, the pivot areas. And through that, through the business leader, then the next level that's going to develop is a business center. Now, with a business leader, the activity starts with 2 agents. With a business center, those activities starts with 10 agents. And you don't have to start a business center if you've got 10 agents as a business leader, but it provides you the opportunity because the business center is linked like a market center to a sub-license. So you've got to register a sub-license because the moment that there's a structure identified as a Keller Williams structure, there's got to be knowledge of that, and that knowledge comes in the way of a sub-license. Right, does that make sense? Right, so the big question then is that an opportunity that you are interested in? And I won't know, but before we're going to start to advertising this opportunity, I would like to first present it to you so that if you think there's an opportunity for yourself to start to act and get involved as a business leader and maybe later on as with a business center, you can reach out to either me, Heather, or Rolo to explain it better than what I can do now and look at what the financial benefits are for you to do it this way. Because basically you're going to do what you are normally doing, exactly going to bring in somebody and get the benefit of building up your business. Are there any questions at this moment? Yes, Renelle.
Morning, everybody. Morning, Johan.
Hello, Renel.
Hi. Can I just clarify? Okay, so we've got your business leader. So Craig sponsored me, and if he sponsored one other person, does he become a business leader? Is that what we're talking about?
Okay. That's a fantastic question because I can clearly see that it can easily confuse the issue. No, we are not talking about grow share and sponsorship at all. With the company dollar, it's unique pivot. You're still going to earn, Craig is still going to earn the grow share off you. And if he sponsors anybody else or recruits anybody else, he's still going to get his grow share. Now, what is interesting here, if Craig, for instance, now recruits somebody in Margate, you know that if it's not an existing market center area, that person is going to earn him, for Craig, company dollar share, again, also of 30% of the company dollar. That's how it works, regardless. So you can recruit anybody anywhere. But in this instance, it becomes a bit more refined, Ronald. So it means that if Craig wants to start a business, that's not going to include you. It's got nothing to do with you. He's got to recruit somebody new so that you can also recruit somebody new to start your business with. So you can recruit somebody that is not in your team, or you can start to build a business in your team and earn that income. But the grow share and the normal sponsorship, like what Craig has done with you, is not applicable. That's not how it works.
Okay, Johan. So I've got a lady in Toti that wants to join the group, and I've got a lady in Montclair. They're all in the eThekwini, Durban area, but they're not in my farming area.
Okay, good one.
Okay.
So both of them are going to qualify for you as far as 30% of company dollar. That means nearly a third of the 30% that Pivot is earning from an agent is going to go to you. But you're not going to build to build your business. You've got to be in control of them. You must be able to meet every day, maybe in your house or somewhere else. It must be in close proximity so that you are working the farming area to build your business. To have agents spread all over the place, you get the benefit, but that's not going to build your team as a business leader.
Okay, so Johan, therefore, I will not be sponsoring them. I'm becoming a business leader. It's a difference.
Okay. No, you are going to sponsor them into Keller Williams.
Okay.
You're going to get the benefit of that with grow share, regardless.
Okay.
Right? Plus, you're going to get a special benefit from Pivot. So you're going to get the due benefit. The first one is from Keller Williams, the grow share. And then the other benefit that you're going to get is unique Pivot. No other market center does that. Nobody else is doing that. It's only Pivot as a virtual market center that can do that. And because of that, the Pivot benefit, because you're recruiting people into Pivot. So now you've recruited them into Keller Williams, you get the grow share. You recruit them into Pivot, now you get the special benefit of company dollar share, which is 30% of what Pivot would have gotten.
I get it. Thank
Great.
you. Thank
Great.
you.
So you can imagine what's going to happen if you build up on this structure a certain amount of agents over the next 5 or 6 years. What your passive income potential looks like. Thanks.
Yeah, very
Nay,
exciting.
I see you've raised your hand, Nay. Sorry, I think your mic is still off. My mistake. I call it my mistake. Thank you.
Morning. A quick one.
Yes.
If, for instance, Rolo is aware about the two prospects from Umhlanga and Umhloti. So it's not the immediate farming area. Now, if you say you introduce people to Keller Williams,
Yes.
that means they also operate as their own business leader, but it's not feasible for me to meet them on a daily basis because of the distance. Am I understanding this correctly?
100%. Then you're not the business leader because it's not in your farming area, and
Okay.
the logistics just prohibits you to really build a business with them and see them and meet them and do the basics in the farming area. What the purpose of a business leader program is to take market share in areas. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So while we are very interested in growing the agent count across wherever they are, as which you've identified, as well as Runel has identified, agents all over the place, fantastic. But now if we start to dominate a specific area, that's going to come through the business leader. So with those agents that you've identified, you're also going to earn the income. And you can invite 100 agents across South Africa and earn that income. But then as business leader, you are going to focus on your area as close as possible to where you are so that you can play that leadership role and start as business leader and then build up to a business center, which basically means call it a mini market center, and then even a market center later on. Heather, morning.
Morning, Johan. Johan, can you maybe just explain to everybody the difference between a business leader and a conventional team with a lead agent?
Yes. In the typical market center, a person that starts a business with a team is called a lead agent. Now, a lead agent in Pivot is a bit more business orientated than a lead agent in a market center. You're a bit more independent. And for that reason, we couldn't call a business leader a lead agent because that would have been confusing. As a matter of fact, a team leader was a more applicable word, but that also clashes with what we think of people being a team leader in Keller Williams. And this is why the business leader word concept fits in so perfectly well with Pivot and what we are going to do here. Does that make sense, Heather? Okay. Right. Anybody else? No raised hands. Well, that was the news for today. And I want you to think about the opportunity. Look around you, whether it's Hartbeespoort Dam or wherever it is, and look around you and see what the opportunity is for you. Do you see a business center in your future? Do you see a team as business leader in your future? How can you add to your passive income as an estate agent? Now, in normal real estate life, the most important thing for an estate agent is to start to think about passive income. When you're not able to work and when you're not, or you don't want to work, how are you going to create passive income? Now, that's where Gouws share comes from. That's the idea there. But this concept takes it to the next level to award you with a passive income. You can decide. You can either buy units and let them, and there are other ways of creating passive income. You can buy insurance policies. But every one of them requires money. It requires cash flow first in, and then you can get it out. In this instance, it provides you with no cash needed. All it's going to make, what we want you to do is think about the idea of creating passive income by growing your business. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Hi, Runel.
Hello, Johan. Sorry. Okay. So the idea here is to grow your brand in your farming area.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the better you can do that, the better you're going to do. That is the law of real estate. With all the areas that I've ever dominated was the places where I did exceptionally well. There's a cool area called Pierre Vereineveld in Pretoria. That's where I learned my first lesson. Then I went to Ferry Glen. That's where I learned the next lesson. Then I went to Waterkloof and I learned my next lesson. To just pick a few fruits here and there doesn't work. to dominate an area with market share invites the clients, the people to you at a level that's unbelievable. And that's what we are trying to do. You're 100% right. But as agents, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Marnu.
Johan, so I just want to find out something. I'm now the lead agent for Realtors. I'm thinking of recruiting a husband and a wife as well, but they want to start their own team, also in Hartbeespoort. So they're not going to fall under my team, but under Keller Williams, under their own team, but I'll be the business leader for them.
No.
Okay.
Now, the moment that they want to do that, they're going to break away from you. So a business leader can't have a team inside a team.
Okay. Yes. Okay. All right.
But it provides you the opportunity to have them in your team and give them the benefit of the extra income. Because like in a market center, when there's a lead agent is a person that's got value to provide other agents. So instead of an agent just working in the market center as an independent agent or an interdependent agent, they prefer to work with this lead agent because this lead agent provides them with value that the market center can't, whether it's leads or whether it's support or service or whatever it is. And with that agent, you can have an arrangement as far as the split is concerned, whatever you want. Okay. What makes sense for the two of you because of the support that you give that person. That person may be prepared to work for you at a 50-50. What you get from the market center is something else. That is your team arrangement with your market center. On the next level, your arrangement with your agent can be 50-50 because, for instance, you have now got listings available from developments. Other agents could be very, very keen to work with you in that. You don't have to provide them now because of all the work that you've done to get those developments and the listings in the developments. You've done a certain amount of work that guarantee you or should guarantee you a certain kind of income. Another agent that comes to work for you is, let's call that agent a buyer's agent, is prepared to work for a much better split as far as that is concerned. So you can have an arrangement with my agents that did developments. I had an arrangement that they got 40% and I got 60% because it was my listing. Yes. And all they had to do is act as a buyer's agent. They don't have to do the work that they don't want to do. So that's very personal, Martin, on how you do that. So think and maybe give me a call on how you want to introduce those people into you, because it can happen very easily where you offer people stuff at your own personal detriment. And that's not what this is about.
Okay, all right.
I want you guys to make money.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
Okay, anybody else? Raulo, anything from you?
Nee, Johan, I think it's an amazing opportunity for the agents, and I can already identify the people that's going to grab the opportunity. I mean, Sonia Rutman and I've had the conversation a couple of times where she's really a commercial specialist, but she's also a team leader and an entrepreneur. And so she needs to bring in those 2-3 residentials in her team and have that, flow from there. Sonia's probably going, yeah, Rolo, you one step ahead. But yeah, that's ideally what needs to happen. Inay de Vries and I've had the conversation because I really get good recruits from her in the area. And Inay is really understanding the opportunity of income in Keller Williams. I love what we keep saying is that all our business associates in Keller Williams is actually stakeholders or shareholders in the business. And this is now just another way how we prove that the more vested you are in Keller Williams, the more money and growth and success is going to be there.
Yeah, it's a very interesting concept. You've mentioned something very important, Raula, and that is shareholders in the business. And you can see it in different ways. You can say, I'm a shareholder in the business, or if we can look at the traditional way of how most agents think it's always just about split. What I'm saying now, if you get 30% of company dollar, it means that's 10% of the commission, which means now suddenly you're on a 20-80 split by yourself, and the agents that you are now have brought into your team is basically now on a 20-80 split. And how you deal with that commission is your own business. So if you just want to draw in people so that you get 20-80 and they get 20-80, that's fine with me. But that's an obvious benefit if you just would like to utilize the opportunity to get a better split. But that's not actually what this is about. This is about utilizing the opportunity to build a business so that in 5 years' time, you've created a passive income that is independent and it's worth something. With that passive income, imagine having a certain amount of money in the bank, whether it's 2 million or 3 million or 5 million. Now, if you earn 5% on 5 million, how much is that per month and per year? Right? So let's take 5 million. I've got 5 million and I'm earning 5% in the bank. It's 250,000 Rand. That is 20,000 Rand per month. To earn 20,000 Rand a month, I've got to have 5 million in the bank. So how easily do you think that's going to happen? With this program, you're going to earn 20,000 Rand a month with very, very, very little effort. The equivalent of 5 million Rand in the bank. Passive, there it is. It's going to keep on going, like Gouws share. Now we add that to the Gouws share. And you add that by recruiting outside agents, not in your farming area, or agents in your farming area, and you start to build your business. It's all about a mindset of gathering rands and cents all over the place to add to your bottom line, especially as time progresses. I want you to think about that. I want you to go work out what it can mean for you. And I want you to work out what could have happened if you started doing this 5 years ago. And this is a unique opportunity in Pivot, a unique opportunity. Nobody even has got it in Keller Williams, any other place in the world. Totally unique because of the way that we've structured this business. We want to invite you to really start to think in a different way and start to get the benefit of building passive income. Right. If there aren't any more questions, gone. Anybody? Hello, Kenny. Hello, Lydia. I see now many new other people that I haven't greeted for a while. Dini Dreyer. And I see Sonia there now. Yes. Hello. And if there isn't anybody that would like to add anything or ask a question, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining us this early Friday morning. I hope I've now entered some little seed of opportunity in your mind. If you're interested, call me or call Rolo, call Heather, and let's take it to the next level. Thank you very much, guys, and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Johan. Thanks, Johan. Have a good weekend. Thanks, Sonia. Cheers, you all.
Thank you. Bye.